Long time no see. If you're new to the channel, my name is Daniel, and I try to do some art things, drawing, painting, whatever. And last week when I finished my Quarantine Arts Challenge, which if you haven't seen, I'll link it up here, somebody reached out asking for a portrait of their dog. And since I've never painted a dog, I thought it'd be interesting to take you along with me, show you my process, what I'm thinking while I'm trying to paint it, and just see how it comes out. So let's go. When doing a portrait, the most important thing is getting the proportions correctly. And there's a few ways to do that. You can use transfer paper if you have a reference that's the same size as your final piece. You can freehand it if you're good enough and you can just do the sketch by looking. Or you can do what I did here, which is something somewhere in the middle, and use grid lines. With them, you can make sure the parts of the face, the eyes, the nose, the brows, the ears, are all falling the correct position and with the correct distance from each other. Once I'm happy with the sketch, I fix the paper with some tape, both so it doesn't move and because I like having a crisp border around the painting. In this case, I decided to start painting with the background. Since we're painting a furry animal and we'll need the fur to go over the background, it'll be easier to do it first. I chose to paint the background in this bluish gray color because we're painting a dog that's mostly orange and those colors are complementary. You can use the color wheel to figure out which colors are complementary or work in harmony with each other. And now we start coloring the pup. Right now I'm just going to do a base layer of color that we can later build upon. I started from the darker spots in the picture and went to the lighter. One thing that you can do here that will make your life a lot easier further on is to always do your brush strokes in the direction of the fur. This will help with the flow and the motion of the picture. And when you eventually paint more layers over it, they can peek from underneath without clashing. And if the paint happens to dry with streaks in it, they'll be following the right direction. One thing that I still struggle with is mixing the correct color. As you can see in my palette, I mixed 1,000 different shades of orange, trying to match the one that I was seeing in the reference photo. This will eventually come with practice, and for now we just gotta keep going and keep at it. For this part of the painting, I'm mostly using a flat brush, since we can adjust the direction that we use it to control the width of the strokes. If we want to do thin hair strokes, we can use it sideways, or if you want to cover more ground, you can use it flat. Morning of day 2. Yesterday we did most of the work. We got the general shape and shade of the dog done. And today we just need to finish the detail work and pushing it through the finish line. So let's get started. When I was comparing the painting to the reference photo, I noticed the muzzle was a little thin on the left side. So here I'm adjusting it and giving it a bit more space so it more correctly matches the picture. Now we'll just be building more layers and shades into the fur to give it more depth and give it a more realistic look. Eventually we'll be finishing up with details in the eyes, like the little light shimmer, and in the nose. And that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the end result, how the painting came out. I'm happy with it, and I sent a picture to the client and she's stoked, so yay! If you haven't yet, give a thumbs up to this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting new videos every week. And so, I will see you in the next one. Bye!